All right, guys, today you are in for a real treat because we are showing you this model right behind us as well as the big brother here in a few minutes. But this is an exclusive preview that you are getting to see today. Nobody has even seen these houses since they have gutted and remodeled the interior of these. You've probably seen similar floor plans, but I'm telling you right now, if you're looking to buy a house, get into the real estate market sooner than later, this is one you should consider because it's one of the most affordable brand new construction homes in Fresno, California. And Fresno in general is one of the most affordable cities in the entire state when you're considering the Bay Area and LA. So let's have a look at this one and the big brother, which is way down there. I think you're gonna like what you see. Let me know in the comments below and let's dive in. All right, guys, we're gonna go in just a moment, but I wanna first show you kind of the outside and talk a little bit about this area and this house, the builder, all of that. So this is a Wilson home. They make a fantastic product. In fact, I own a Wilson home. It's a different neighborhood, different floor plan, all that. Mine's a single story. But they build a great house. I mean, I believe in it so much because I bought one myself. But this is Wilson's entry level right here behind me. If you're looking to get into the real estate market, you want to be a first-time home buyer and be a homeowner, you can get in like still under $400,000 with buying one like this. So we will get into specific pricing later, but under $400,000 and you'll have own solar. They've got some of the best builder incentives in the industry right now. So why don't we go on in and have a peek? The kitchen is super, super nice. All right, let me walk you through. So it's not the biggest house in the world, but it's like a perfect floor plan. One thing you'll notice on these houses that we're looking at today is that the builder doesn't waste any space at all, hardly. I mean, they don't have a grand entry, you know, they don't waste space. So this house is just over 1,200 square feet, but it's utilized perfectly, honestly. So let's go on in and let me show you. All right, so come on in, guys. Check it out. So the first thing you're gonna notice is something that's very different than what you've ever seen before in a home like this, and I'll just walk right on over there. So this floor plan used to have a peninsula that came across right here where the fridge is, and then the fridge was in that back corner over there. They have reconfigured this. They've gotten rid of the gigantic slider that used to come in this home. They've added a single French door, wrapped the kitchen around the back wall. They've moved the sink from over there. It used to kind of come out this way, connected. There was no island. It just kind of come out that way, the counter from the fridge. Again, the fridge was over here in this corner, and then this was all open. The counter stopped right here. It just went kind of straight this way across. And then they had a nice big slider. One nice thing about that slider is that it did let in a lot of natural light. So when I heard what they were doing by getting rid of the slider, I thought, wow, I hope it doesn't make these houses darker because everybody seems to like natural bright. It had no effect. It's crazy. It had no effect on the brightness of this home. So you've got all the can lights up here above me. So that's really cool. That's a fire sprinkler, by the way. I don't know if you can see that little thing I'm pointing at right there. That's a fire sprinkler. All these homes come equipped with fire sprinklers, kind of like what you see in commercial buildings. I really, really like the redo on this kitchen. I think that they should have done this a long time ago, to be honest with you. It looks really good. So check it out. You now have an actual island. So that's really nice. It modernizes it some. Yeah, they've moved the sink and dishwasher to the back wall versus before it used to be connected. It used to be over here. I bet that helps with noise a little bit too. If you're trying to watch TV, you know, and you've got someone trying to do dishes like standing literally right here, because the sink used to go right here. Now it's over there, kind of contained in the corner. So that's really cool. I like it. Excellent option. I never even thought of this before. Then again, I'm not an architect, but this looks super, super good. I love what they did. I think that it was a fantastic thing. Now the dining, all right, the dining room right here. This used to go over here in front of the slider that used to be across this entire wall. So it was like in your kitchen, but now you've got your kitchen, you've got your dining. It's small, you know, but if you're like a young couple or something, perfect. Then you've got your living room right here. So if you're a young couple looking to buy, like I said, the first house, you just want to get into the market, this is an awesome, awesome option for you. You can buy this, build some equity over the next 3 to 5 years, 7 years. Later down the line, hopefully this house appreciates like everything else has and will continue to do so over time. Real estate's a long-term game, guys. Some people think they buy a house, then a year and a half or two, they sell it and make 50 grand. It doesn't work that way. It's a long-term play. So it is more expensive for a monthly mortgage right now than it is to rent, if I'm being honest. But something about being a homeowner and owning the home that you're paying for is, I don't know, something to be said about that. So I love owning my home, and I think most homeowners do not say, wow, I should just rent. I wish I never would have bought this. Pretty much every homeowner seems to say things like they were happy they bought and they should have done it sooner. So, all right, we're gonna go upstairs in a second. Before that though, I just wanna show you the powder room. This is your guest bath. It's actually decent size. There is a door. You can see they've taken it off the hinges that swings inward. So that's like probably a little tight. They should have done a pocket door. While they were doing the remodel, they should have done a pocket door. That would have been cool, but they didn't, and that's okay. But this bathroom is under the stairwell. You can see it's angled ceiling. All right, and then storage wise, we've got a coat closet right here. And this is, all right, another storage space. This is a pantry, by the way. So it's funny, 1,200 square feet, a home that's not huge, but you still get a nice kitchen with beautiful cabinets and a good sized pantry that will hold plenty of food, I'm sure, for the amount of people living in this house. So again, this house is kind of designed for that first time buyer, or, you know, maybe someone, a single individual or an older couple, looking to kind of downsize in life. I know a lot of my elderly clientele doesn't want stairs because they're getting up there and they don't necessarily want to have to climb stairs all the time, but this is the landing right here. So we've got our second bathroom. Super nice. It's a beautiful bathroom. It really is. You can't go wrong. The builders use semi-gloss paint, as you can see, in the wet areas. Laundry, bathrooms, kitchen, and then they use a flat paint in the rest of the house. All right here is a linen closet right off the guest bath. Well, it's not really the guest bath. I guess the powder room would be the guest bath. This bathroom right here is not really a guest bath. It's the secondary bathroom for the bedrooms that are up here. So we've got this room. Let's go in there right now and check it out. Not a bad size. I don't know if it's hard for you guys to see it this way, so I'll turn it around. It's not a bad size. I mean, it's not a huge room or anything, but it's big enough, honestly. Like, it's big enough if you have a kid or maybe you need an office. This is perfect. You know, you got your closet over here. Not bad. The AC blows cold, I can tell you that. That thing is blowing. Actually, speaking of AC, let me show you this. So this right here is the thermostat. Even though this house is only 1,200 square feet, a little bigger, these homes are zoned, so you can set the upstairs temp and the downstairs temp separately. It's one unit, so they both have to either be on cold or hot. You can't have the heater going downstairs and the AC going upstairs, but you could have the downstairs turned off and maybe just the upstairs on at night while you're sleeping, so you don't have to cool and heat the entire house. But what I'll say about these Wilson homes is that they are built so well. They're so airtight. The insulation is really, really good. The solar will most likely cover the majority of your bill. So I'll give you some personal experience. My house is a single story. It's a 2,200 square foot single story house. Same builder as this. And we had a $21 PG&E bill. Not PG&E, I'm sorry. Electric bill last month. So the electric portion of our bill was 21 bucks, and that's running the AC and everything else in the house that size. So the panels really do cover the majority of your bill. The windows are all dual pane in these houses. The insulation is there. So I'm not overly concerned with cost to operate as far as, you know, utilities go on this house. This is the primary, okay? Primary suite. That is a queen bed, just to give everybody a little bit of perspective and a reference point. That's a queen bed. They could do a king. They can move that over on both sides. This will accommodate a king size bed, not a big deal. The primary suite looks out to the front of the house. All right. So there's the school right across the street from this community. In fact, these are being built in a couple of areas. I'll tell you that in just a second. Let me just show you the closet first. So that's your central hub right there. Your router for your internet, all that's gonna go in there. You might be thinking that closet's not huge. You know, everybody says that. You know, everyone says the closet's not big enough. Well, hey, guess what? You get two. So, it's good because there's two of them. So both of them are okay sized together. They're fantastic. Only one sink up here in the primary bath. All right, there's no tub in this home, but there's a step-in shower. So if you don't want to have to climb over a tub wall to get into the shower, you can just step in. I mean, you had to climb stairs to get up here, so I'm not sure if that's a concern or not. But either way, that's what it is. Okay, I started to tell you this and then I stopped, but these houses, by the way, are being built all over the place. We're in Fresno right now. We are in Fresno, southeast Fresno, southeast Fresno, I would say, is what this is considered. These homes are being built in Clovis, all right, and they're spruced up even a little more. They come with some nice options. Standard, everything's standard. This builder, everything is standard. Everything is spec'd out in advance. You don't get to select faucets and paint colors and all of that. They just give you a few options and they say, okay, we've got 3 different elevations, elevation A, B, and C. Which one do you want? One's like a Spanish, one's a modern, one's more of a contemporary. And that's kind of how it works on these. So, but you know, it's all inclusive, saves the builder money, I'm sure, and it's going to save you money in the long run. So, like I said, to own a brand new home as nice as this for under $400,000 is unheard of. So, there's a 1-car garage. It is locked, so I can't take you in there. It's right through that door right there, though. So, we can't go in there because it's a model and they always store stuff in there, so it's locked. But the next house is the 2-car garage. So, I'm going to show you the big brother to this. A couple hundred square feet bigger, slightly different. It is a different floor plan. Slightly bigger is what I meant to say. It's like just over 1,400, so a couple hundred feet bigger. Before I do that, I'm going to show you on the map where we're at today quickly. I'm not going to drag that part out. It's going to be just a few minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes on where we're at and what's around here. And then we'll dive into the next house, and then you can let me know in the comments below which one you prefer. By the way, please like and subscribe to our channel if you are enjoying our content. And if you are relocating here, our information is right here. All right, right here on the screen, guys. Shoot us a text, give us a call. Let us help you make the right move, because the last thing you want is to move to the wrong neighborhood. So, maps, here we come. Let's go. These houses are in Southeast Fresno. They are in 93727 as the zip code. Something interesting about this community, though, is that even though you are in Fresno, you still have access to the award-winning Clovis Unified Schools. So that is a huge plus for anybody relocating here or looking to start a family and grow into a house, because Clovis Unified is the top-ranked school district in the area. So that is an excellent thing. Let's say you bought one of these homes and then down the line you decide that you want to make it a rental property and buy your second home. Excellent rental potential for the future just because of the Clovis Unified School District. So I think statistically people tend to pay a little more for Clovis Unified Schools. So let me show you where we're at today. So if you are relocating from out of the area, we get people reaching out to us all the time from out of the area, out of state even, looking to move here. So I like to give them some perspective. So San Fran is up here on the top, LA is down here on the bottom. We're kind of right in the heart of California, Central Valley, between the two of those big cities, and we're inland about 2 hours and 20 minutes from the nearest coast, the Central Coast. This dark circular area right here is Fresno. All right. This blue spot here is the airport, Fresno Yosemite International Airport. We got lots of golf courses and things to do here in the area, and where these particular homes are located are right out here where this red pin is at. All right. So this community is gated, guys. So there's a small HOA. It kind of varies a little bit because each community is a few dollars different, and there are several of them. It's between $140 and $150 on average. It could be slightly more or less, but I would say that's a good estimate. You've got your own private pool. It's gated. All your front yard maintenance is covered within the HOA and a few other things as well. So it's actually a pretty good value for a pretty affordable price. So it's not bad at all. But this is where we are at today. All right. So the models are here. These homes are being built. This first phase has built out. We're like in phase 3 now, I believe, which is right up the way here. All these green areas out here are becoming housing and residential areas. So, again, there is lots to do here. If you are moving from out of the area, Fresno is a fantastic place because you're an hour from the mountains. You're a little over 2 hours to the nearest coast. It's close enough for a day trip, but far enough away that you don't have to pay coastal prices. So now with this builder, they are offering up to $24,000 in builder incentive. We've got ways to structure the deal where you can literally close escrow with a few $1,000s. I've had clients do it before. You can do a down payment assistance option for your down. The builder, we can get them to cover closing, and you literally can close escrow with about the same amount of money as you'd pay to rent a house, even less in some cases. So we'll talk about pricing here in a few minutes, but let me get back to the second house. It's awaiting us to walk in and show it off. So let's check out that second house, guys, right now. All right, guys. It's really not this far of a walk. It just seems like it because I'm talking a lot, but we are walking past. There's like 5 or 6 models out here, and we're going to check out the, let's see, it's the next one, a little over 1,400 square feet right now. All these houses that we're walking by are models, guys, so reach out to us. If you need a single story house, you prefer single story, reach out to us. Today we're looking at the 2 stories because they are more affordable, more cost effective. So this video is for people that want to get into the market and not necessarily, spend a ton of money, $500,000 or anything. This is like affordability right here. So, all right, guys, the next one's right here. So the biggest thing that I love on this over the first one personally is that you get the 2-car garage. We're talking like a 20, I'll get into the prices in a minute, but we're looking at about $20,000 to $30,000 difference on average for these between the two of them. In the long run, honestly, it's not a crazy amount of money in the long run. It is. 30 grand is a lot of money, but stretched out over 30 years on your mortgage payment to have a 2-car garage and more space, you could grow into this house versus moving in feeling like you've maybe already outgrown it. So if you're a growing family, let's consider this one for you. Let me know in the comments what you think. All right, guys, we're going in right now. All right, so the first thing I see on this house, over the last house is that you actually get an entryway. So I've said that before, I'm an entry guy, whatever that means. But I do like having a nice entry that you don't just walk into the living room. So check it out, guys. You come in, the flooring in this one's lighter, it's nice. These are 9-foot ceilings, by the way, in all these houses. 8-foot front doors, can't go wrong, looks fantastic. Very bright because you've got these nice large windows, these kind of sash windows. All right, as you come in, you've got the powder room right here off the entry. So this is cool. It's a little bit away from the kitchen, which is right there. Now, this might be like too much information, I don't know. I've heard from clients before that the first house, the bathroom is too close to the kitchen. I don't know if that matters. It just depends on what you're doing in there, I guess. But this bathroom you have more privacy because here's the bathroom around the corner and your kitchen, living room's all down there. So you're still pretty close, but not bad at all. This looks beautiful though. The way that they have done this one up is really, really nice. It's really pretty. So I love the openness of this. It feels more like, I don't know, it's a larger home, than the last one. The last one, like I said, it's just over 1,200. This one is over 1,400. So there's a lot to love about this. The big kitchen. Now this one has an island. The sink is in the island, so it eats up some of your counter space on the island. But not bad at all. All right. So this is the slider that was similar to the one in the last house in the previous rendition of that home. So now backyards, there's not a ton of backyard space. Actually, you know what? I didn't even go in the backyard of the last house, but you know what? Let me take a second real quick and show you that. Okay. Now we'll compare that to this one. These are not big backyards, guys. If you want bigger lots, there's a subsection being built out here that I've got access to. The lots on the ones I'm referring to are about 10 to 14 feet bigger. And then right over here in front of me is the condenser for your air conditioner. So these houses all come with split units, just like what you see here, all right? There's a section of this in the attic, all right, and then your condenser's outside on the ground, which makes it much easier for your service guy to work on these. You're supposed to service your air conditioner once a year, by the way. These houses all come with warranties and all that stuff, but you got to do your part, guys. You got to service them to maintain them. You can't do nothing for 10 years and then expect someone to replace it for you, because it's like the oil. You can't change the oil for 20 years on a car and then change it once and then expect it to run right. So let me get back to this. Let me give you another view of this really nice kitchen. It gives me like coastal vibes in here, the way it's staged, all the very bright neutrals, the blues. Like I can hear some ocean, I think, or maybe that's an airplane, I don't know. Honestly, you don't really hear much because these windows are all dual pane, but we are kind of close to the airport. So if you've got family from out of town that visits frequently, or maybe you're the family member doing the visiting, you are close to the Fresno airport, which is international, all right? So that's really convenient. This is cool. I like this little space right here. Through that door is the 2-car garage. And then, wow, that's actually surprising. We've got some storage there. You could make that a bigger pantry if this one right here I just showed you is not big enough. Guys, everything's electric, okay? So moving forward with this builder, amongst many of the builders in the area, it's a new California regulation or something to have everything electric by a certain point in time. I think that's gotten pushed around a few times, the dates on that, I don't know, but many of the builders, including this one, are adopting that moving forward. So just something to know. If you prefer gas, your days are limited, unfortunately. But there's some really nice electric cooktop. And with this house, you get one of them. So that's kind of cool. All right, this is nice and bright, airy. Let me show you the roof. So out here with this builder, you get comp. All right, this is a 30-year comp. Guys, roofs also need to be maintained. I'm not sure if you knew that. And I'm pretty sure most people don't maintain their roofs. They don't have them serviced. By serviced, I mean cleaned off, inspected to make sure it lasts. I like this shiplap. You see that? They've done shiplap all over up here. It's really cool. It's nice. Makes it feel like a model, but it is a model. All right, the countertops in both houses today are quartzite material. These are good. You just got to be careful not to put scalding pots and pans on them. You can damage the quartz. It's a porous stone, so you got to be careful with that. And I'm not trying to lecture everybody in this video, but I have learned some things along the way, my friends, and if I can pass a word of advice to you, then that's what I'm here to help you with. So, by the way, if you are looking to relocate, you should shoot us a text message or give us a call because we want to help you. All right, into the primary. All right, they kept it a queen bed, which I'm happy that they did, so we can get a apples to apples comparison of the last house. This is bigger. The way it's cut out over there. You could definitely put more furniture in here if you have more. I know that the models always look so nice, but realistically, most of us have a TV over there and a bunch of stuff piled up in the corner. You know, that's just life. I understand. All right, guys, you can see there's two fences here. They have partitioned off what you get in most of the houses out here with that fence that you see right there. There is an option for a bigger backyard like what you see that would go all the way to that back fence. There's no alley. That looks like it's an alley, but it's not an alley, guys. It's just they don't want to falsely sell everybody on what you get when it's only a 5 or 10 foot backyard. They don't want you thinking you get 30 feet. They do have some product available being built right now. There's a subsection that I've got access to where you can get a yard that size if you want this house but with a bigger backyard. It's possible. A little more money, but it's probably worth it because that is sometimes the biggest objection I hear to these is that the lots are small, like maybe a little over 2,000 square feet lot. So we can talk about all that stuff. All right, good sized closet here. There's only one closet in this bedroom, unlike the last house, but it's bigger than either of those in the last house. So it's pretty good. Let me show you the floor. Maybe that'll help you gauge the size, just seeing kind of the space. Okay, it's nice. Over here is also a step-in shower, so that's cool. The toilet room is here in there with the shower, and then also one sink up here. I believe that's a little more counter space though. All right, let's see. Comes with the towel racks, all that. What's up, guys? All right. So this is good. I think that for the price difference that we're going to talk about, the price difference between this house and the last house, I think it might be, actually, let me show you this. Just see this view of going down the steps. I think the price difference between this house and the last house in a mortgage payment is not significant. 20, 30 grand is a lot of money, but it's not significant when you stretch it out over 30 years. From a good investment perspective, if you're buying this from, as an investor, because a lot of investors will buy these because they're affordable and they're nice and people pay top dollar for rent right now. If you're an investor, maybe the first one makes more sense for you because it'll pencil out better and you'll have a little lower payment, which might help your cash flow position. But this video is really not geared toward investors. It is geared toward people that want housing. They want to be homeowners. The first house is a little cheaper, but you might be at $100, $150 a month difference, and that'll give you that second car garage. A lot of people will buy a small home, then they'll rent a storage for 150 bucks a month. Might as well buy a bigger house, or a house with a bigger garage like this one compared to the last one, and you have that storage right here. Then you have the convenience of having items that you don't want to get rid of, that you don't have room for in your garage. Or you could just get rid of things you don't need, still buy the bigger one, and get 2 cars in there. That's really nice, actually. So let me step out real quick and just show you the exterior. It's very bright out here, so I'm gonna throw my sunglasses back on, guys. All right, but let me just show you the outside here. So something they've done on the renovation is they've added the glass, because let me show you. So look at the houses across the street, like that one over there. Look at the garage, there's no windows in it. If you come around to this one, you've got the glass inserts in the garage. It gives it definitely a much more upscale look. That's nice. These have gutters. All right, that's nice. People don't care about gutters until it rains and the stucco is getting damaged from water eroding it away. So there's a lot to like out here, guys. I think you'll like these. So if you are relocating here, let me know. We'll drive around together, either in my car, we can follow each other. I want to give you the tour though, the lay of the land out here in Fresno, because there's a lot to love, lots of stuff to do. I just did a video last week on 5 top reasons people relocate here. I'll link it at the end of the video, and I'll link it down below. So check out that video if you're making the decision, if you're kind of considering what to do. All right, guys, I've talked enough. You're probably tired of hearing me. Let's just dive right into pricing right now. All right, so you've seen the first house, you've seen where we're at, you've seen the second house, and now we're gonna get into the pricing. So I think you're gonna like these. I know you have an idea because I kind of hinted around earlier in the video about how these homes are under $400,000. I think you're gonna be surprised at just how cheap these homes actually are for all that you get. Everything you see in these houses, by the way, is included at no additional cost. There's no upgrades. What you see is what you get, guys. So the tile flooring, it's ceramic tile plank flooring. That comes standard on the whole downstairs, and then in the wet areas upstairs, it's carpet on the stairs and upstairs. That beautiful kitchen with the island is standard. The washer and dryer, the refrigerator, it's all of it comes with it, guys. So it is all electric appliances now moving forward. That's the way things are going. So that's what we've got. But how much does it cost? Is it feasible? All of that, let's talk about it. So the first house that we saw, that is actually both homes are 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2-story homes. So we'll distinguish one by the other based off of the garage. So the first house with the 1-car garage, that house is $374,990, guys. $374. We'll just call it $375. That price does not include the solar. So the solar is an additional probably $10,000 to $12,000. We can get prices confirmed on that because that does vary and change from time to time, just depending on a few different variables. But you can be in this house for under $390 out the door, which is absolutely insane for a home that's as nice as these. Move-in ready, own solar, and Clovis Unified Schools. I don't think you can find a cheaper brand new house in the area as nice as these for that price. So, all right, the second house we saw, a little bit bigger. It's just over 1,400 square feet. It's got the 2-car garage, smaller backyard because the bigger footprint of the house. That house, there's a few different options. It is $390. Let's just call it $395. About $395 for that second house with solar. You're just a tiny bit over $400. Now these houses aren't available yet. They are being released May 24th. So reach out to us between now and May 24th so we can get you set up to see these things. I've got more information, so reach out to me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, guys, thanks again for watching.